What if I told you there's a single lever you can pull in your business that has a bigger impact on your profit than almost anything else? Well, today we're cracking open Alex Hormozi's $100 million pricing playbook to find that exact lever. We're going to uncover some simple and honestly often overlooked strategies that can completely transform a company's financial future. All right, let's dive in. And this is really the core idea behind the whole playbook. Profit doesn't just happen. It's not an accident. It's the result of very deliberate, very strategic choices. And as we're about to see, some of those choices are way more powerful than others. So let's start with this central riddle that Hormozi poses. Picture this. A business genie shows up and gives you one of three options to maximize your profit. Now, on the surface, they all seem kind of the same, right? They all seem like they double your revenue. So which one do you pick? You might be surprised, but most people get this one wrong. To solve this, we're not going to just guess. We're going to do what the book does and actually run the numbers. We'll use a simple, stable business as our little guinea pig here. This is where the answer becomes crystal clear. Okay, so let's imagine our little business. It's making a nice, steady $10,000 a month. $2,000 of that is profit, which gives it a healthy 20% margin. Now, keep that $2,000 profit number locked in your head because it is about to change dramatically. All right, now for the fun part. Let's see what happens when the genie grants each of those three wishes. This is where we really uncover the hidden leverage in a business. The answer is surprisingly simple, and it's all right there in the math. First up, the genie waves his wand, and poof, you've got double the customers. Your revenue shoots up to $20,000 a month. But here's the key, your costs don't double. Since you didn't have to spend a dime to get these new customers, your profit skyrockets from $2,000 to $7,000. That's a 3.5x jump. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. Now for option 2, the genie makes everyone buy twice as often. Well, guess what? The math works out almost identically. Revenue doubles and profit again jumps from $2,000 to $7,000. Another 3.5x increase. So, okay, it looks like options 1 and 2 are tied. But what about that third option? Well, if you choose to double your prices, everything changes. Your profit doesn't just get a nice little boost. No, it multiplies by a staggering 6 times. Yeah, you heard that right. Not 3.5x, 6. So here it is, the big takeaway. Doubling customers or purchases, that's great. But doubling your price, that is a total game changer. And why is that? It's because your costs to get the customer to deliver the product, they stay exactly the same. So every single extra dollar from that price increase goes straight to your bottom line, taking your profit from $2,000 all the way to $12,000. That right there is the power of pricing. And look, this isn't just some clever thought experiment. This is backed up by real-world data. A ProfitWell study of over 500 companies proved it. A tiny 1% improvement in your pricing has almost 4 times the impact on your profit as a 1% improvement in getting new customers. It is, without a doubt, your highest leverage move. Okay, so we know pricing is powerful, but I get it, raising prices can be scary. The big fear is losing all your customers, right? That's why the rest of this playbook is all about simple, low-risk strategies to increase what you're charging without scaring everybody away. So let's dive into 3 of the most straightforward plays from the book. These are tactics you could literally use today to immediately boost your bottom line. First up, we have a simple but brilliant little tweak to your billing cycle. Hormozi calls it the 13th payment. It's basically a psychological trick that adds an entire extra payment to your year without most customers even blinking an eye. So instead of billing monthly, you bill every 4 weeks or every 28 days. See, a year has 365 days, which means you actually get 13 of those 28-day billing cycles instead of just 12. So for the exact same advertised price, you instantly increase your annual revenue by 8.3%. And guess what? That extra payment is pure profit. And here's how easy it is to do. You start with all new customers right away. That's a no-brainer. For your existing customers, just set a future date for the change and be totally transparent about it. Explain that it helps you reinvest in making the product or service even better for them. All right, the next play is one Hormozi actually saw at a restaurant and immediately understood its power. He calls it the 4% fee. Now, the impact here is just dramatic. Let's say a restaurant is doing $1 million in revenue, and they add a simple 4% processing fee. Revenue only nudges up by $40,000, but, and here's the magic, because that fee is almost all pure profit, the bottom line leaps by 44%. That's a massive profit boost from one tiny little change. And getting this done is incredibly simple. You just add a line to your pricing, automate it in your checkout system, and you're done. Honestly, most customers won't even notice, but your bank account sure will. And finally, the third play might just be the easiest one of them all. It's called the Roundup, and it's all about making these tiny, psychologically insignificant little tweaks to your prices. Check out this perfect example. Hormozi noticed his prices often ended in a 7. Just by changing a $27 weekly price to $29.99, he added over $155 in annual revenue per client. That's an 11% price increase that feels like nothing to the customer, but it creates a massive impact when you scale it up. The steps are, well, they're almost laughably easy. You go through your pricing. You change any price ending in a 7 to a 9, and you add 0.99 to everything else, assuming you're not a luxury brand, of course. It's a change you could probably make in 5 minutes. So the crucial point of this entire playbook, the big takeaway, is this. Focusing on small, strategic pricing changes offers the single greatest return on your effort for increasing profit in almost any business you can imagine. But as Hormozi wraps it up, he makes it clear that knowing this stuff isn't enough. These changes aren't really about complex spreadsheets. They're about having the confidence to value what you offer and just make the change. It really just requires a little bit of guts. So that leaves all of us with a challenge. After seeing the undeniable math and these super simple tactics, what's one small change you could test this week? Whether it's a 28-day billing cycle, a tiny fee, or just rounding up a price, the potential reward is just huge. The only thing stopping you is the decision to try.